Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 23rd of June 2022. This is the second review that you'll be seeing today because I recorded yesterday evening and then I uploaded it this morning just before this one, so you'll get two today, so there you go. Without further ado, we're going to get started. First of all, we have For the People, which is a Zarina perk, and I feel like this one's come on a few times. I remember talking about this. But basically, you're able to instantly heal anyone from dying to injured or from injured to healthy. It basically heals the entire health state. But as a cost of that, you become injured and broken, and you also become the obsession when this happens as well. So this one is really effective because obviously it's a whole health state that gets healed. But also, you know, if it's a high pressure situation and the killer's slugging, this is really good if like you haven't got time to be fully healing people off the ground or just to healthy, you know what I mean? Um, as long as you don't mind becoming injured for a while and having to stay injured for a bit, uh, then yeah, this perk's solid. It's a good one. It's effective. It's simple enough, and gets the job done pretty much. Okay. Next up, we have Hex the Third Seal, which is a hag perk, and this is a hex perk, so it is tied to a totem. But honestly, this is probably one of, if not the worst, hex totem that we currently have. Hitting a survivor with a basic attack or a special attack while the hex totem is standing applies the blindness status effect to that survivor, and basically, if you're able to hit everyone in the trial at least once while this is standing, you get 4 tokens, which means every survivor becomes blind. That's like blind for Kindred, blind for bonds, seeing gens, seeing each other when you're downed, seeing them on the hook. Pretty much any perk or like base mechanic that requires auras is negated until the hex tome is cleansed. It's honestly, I will say, I think this one is really good against solo queue. Obviously, you know, I guess you can kind of tell if you're playing against solo queue players or not. But if they're not communicating or in comms, then I think this is really good because being able to blind them means you can. I think pretty often what people do is like leave people on the ground because you can't see the aura of them when they're downed. So if you leave them on the ground, unless survivors like hear them or just happen across them, then you know they'll be on the ground for a while probably. But this perk does fall apart if you are playing against the survivor friends because they can just talk. So seeing auras doesn't really matter because they can just tell each other where they are anyway. So the perk kind of just, you know, is a little bit of a bother maybe, but it won't really be as drastic as if you're playing against solo queue players. And obviously it's a totem, so it can get cleansed before you even, you know, get the hits on everyone, or, you know, if you think it's going well and then it gets cleansed, so you're like, shit. Pretty much things like that. Next up, we have Deception, which is a Elodie perk, and this one, I don't have a lot of experience with this one. I've played against a couple of survivors who use this, and it's a like fun one, I guess. Basically, interacting with a locker while sprinting will trigger a loud noise notification at your location and cause you to leave no scratch marks for 3 seconds. So basically, it makes it seem as if you've gone in the locker, as if you've just like fast forward into it, and it will remove your scratch marks, so it makes it extra seem like you've gone in the locker. I think in terms of being effective, I guess it is, because if you pull it off, it can like end the chase or like lose the killer. However, I imagine some killers will pick up on the fact that you just disappeared and a locker just sounded. And I feel like, you know what I mean? They might. And also, the common thing that happens with this perk is that even though the loud noise notification happens and the scratch marks disappear, if you still see the survivor run around the corner when it happens, you can clearly tell that they're using this perk and they haven't been able to hide it well. So this perk, I think it's effective at making a killer just, you know, open a locker quickly during a chase while you can get distance or you can hide or something like that. But I don't know, I just think, like, again, it's like a fun niche one, but I don't really know how good it is because killers will pick up on it. So even though it'll be unexpected at the start, killers will definitely just ignore it, and you know that's what it is for me. I just ignore it because I'm just like, yeah, I know you. You know, you might struggle to find them because of the scratch marks and everything, you know, you still know that they're faking. And finally, we have Phanophobia, aka Phanophobia. Phanophobia? Phanophobia? Okay. Which is a nurse perk, and this one is also getting changed in the perk update. Also, by the way, I don't think any of these are getting changed in the perk update that I mentioned last time. Um, I'm pretty sure they're not, except for Phanophobia, which is getting its statistics increased slightly. This one has it so for each injured, dying, or hooked survivor, all survivors will receive a penalty of 4% to a maximum of 16% to repair, sabotage, and tow cleansing speeds, which normally goes up to 5%, which then goes up to 20%. But like I said, I think they are changing it possibly to like 5.5%. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know they are slightly buffing the stats for this perk. Um, Again, I feel like this perk is good on a lot of killers because I think you're just getting value from it, like anyway, because injuring and downing people is part of the killer's goal. So I feel like you'll just always get some value from this. Also, it's not a totem perk, so like if you're absolutely slugging and like destroying them, then this perk will really come into handy when they're trying to speed through gens. Uh, and of course, so killers like Legion and Plague really benefit from this because their power is based around keeping people injured. Also, Twins. And also, recently, I've used this on the Dredge because the Dredge's Nightfall. The Dredge's Nightfall gets powered up quicker when there are more injures. I think it's injured and downed people. I can't remember, but I know it's at least injured. Like if there's more injured people, it will like charge up faster. So I feel like using this is good on him as well, because it just like either tries to make them heal or it just like punishes them from being injured by not only charging Nightfall faster, but also from obviously the bonus. The penalty that they get. So yeah, I feel this is good on a lot of killers, but there are a few that really benefit from it. But like I said, I feel like you can use it with anyone really. If I would say to buy anyone, I would say for the people actually, because even though it might be tricky to use and it is obviously quite a costing perk, I guess. It is solid and it's very powerful and it's definitely her best perk. I know. I think one of her other ones are getting changed though, which is good. Um, but this one's brilliant. This one's so good. If you're using it to survive friends, I think having at least one person with this in the team is like pretty much mandatory because it's just so good and powerful. It can really stop the pressure dead in its tracks. And yeah, I think that'd be about it. I would say Phanophobia, but I think Nurse. I can't remember what it is on PC. I think Nurse is a free character. But if not, all of her perks are good, or at least okay. So I would just say level up Nurse. And the other two, I just don't think are that really worth it, even though I think Deception is quite fun. And the third seal does have its value at times, but I would not make that a priority, personally. But guys, that'll do it from me. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this useful, and I will see you in the next one.